Ever since the Rohingya genocide began in Rakhine, Myanmar, hundreds of thousands of the Rohingya people have fled to neighboring countries. Well, who are the Rohingya people? The Rohingya are a stateless people who predominantly follow Islam, while the nation of Myanmar in which they are situated in is majority Buddhist. This large amount of refugees has caused overcrowding in the refugee camps across the Myanmar border in Bangladesh. In fact, there are around 1.5 million Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh. Due to its close proximity, Bangladesh is where the majority of the Rohingya moved to. This has led to a more negative relationship between Bangladesh and Myanmar, with Bangladesh being one in a handful of nations to recognize this crisis as a genocide. The Myanmar Civil War began in 2021 when the National Unity Government formally rose up against the military junta, ruling the country following their coup a bit earlier. Alongside this, other ethnic armed groups also rose up against the military. So, how has the civil war affected Bangladesh? Well, there have been several instances where the war has slightly spilled over into Bangladesh's territory. For example, throughout the war, several artillery strikes from the Myanmar army have landed in the borders of Bangladesh. Bangladesh has also experienced mortar shells hitting a refugee camp, as well as the Myanmar armed forces violating Bangladesh airspace. In 2024, heavy fighting with the Arakan army and Myanmar armed forces resulted in even more ammunition coming across into Bangladesh. This resulted in the police, coast guard, and border guard being strengthened and instructed to patrol more. During this time, there were calls from some people to make talks with the rebels, as well as opportunities for repatriation of the Rohingya people. However, there were also fears that if the junta found out, there could be really high tensions between the two states. Not only that, the Arakan army rebels had also committed violence against the Rohingya people. During June that same year, there were reports of naval vessels firing at boats near St. Martin's Island, but it was unclear whether it was from the Arakan army or Myanmar. By December 2024, the Arakan army controlled the entire Myanmar border with Bangladesh. Since then, it has been said that Bangladesh has communicated with them. In 2025, there was a plan for Myanmar to take back Rohingya refugees, but the plan failed as they don't control the border with Bangladesh anymore. The Rohingya issue still continues as many leave refugee camps, while others flee from Myanmar. So, how does all of this affect the relations between Myanmar and Bangladesh? Well, to put it simply, it has been quite tense. Myanmar's brutality against the Rohingya people hasn't gone that well with Bangladesh. Not only that, it has caused lots of strain on refugee camps and has caused overcrowding and horrible living conditions in said camps. There will be a point where it is physically impossible to have more refugees and we might be getting close. The civil war caused Bangladesh to be more careful and protective of their border to avoid any spillover. The moments where the war has crossed slightly into Bangladesh also created some tension. Just like Myanmar, Bangladesh has also had internal difficulty in the past year or so. What happens between these two nations is uncertain, so we will just have to see for the future. I'm Sahil from 18 Productions, and thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, because that really helps out a lot. If you enjoyed this video a lot, you can watch another of my videos on my channel. Once again, thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.